It's a travel day here on Untethered Travel live stream. I'm Wesley Green.
I'm Scott B. Smith. Woo!
Wait, I'm
Oh,
Eric.
Erica's joined us today as well. She's on audio. And the first thing I want to do is make a minor correction to the thumbnail and title here, in case anyone is fooled. We are not headed to Bangkok. And we are not headed during the stream anywhere because we had a lot of changes. So my flight is later today. The travel day part is still accurate, but it will be later today. But we wanted to keep the stream on the same time, and also it gives us a chance to talk. And also, if I'm rejected for the flight, which I might be, I don't want my head exploding to be on the internet.
I was, for the record, it's still accurate because I was never going to Bangkok.
He was not going to spend even one night in Bangkok. No. Eric, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Well, did you want to go to one night in Bangkok, Scott?
I don't know. I mean,
No. Well, don't do it now. If you do, I'm just going to repeat my theme for a long time now. It's not the time to travel. Don't travel. Don't do it. So just to do a quick rundown. I wanted to stay here in Cambodia, but the visa to stay here for a long time is very expensive. Very expensive to me. It's like it was like $700 for the visa, and then of course you gotta live. You gotta still be here. So we decided it would be cheaper to cross borders, but once we'd committed to that path, we found out Vietnam not issuing visas, despite what you're hearing and I am hearing on other YouTube channels and advertisements and come to Vietnam, it's reopened. No, they're not issuing visas, at least not here in Phnom Penh. Maybe you'll have different experience. And then we went to Bangkok or Thailand, and Americans do not need a visa to get into Thailand. But of course, there's a coronavirus, process to go through. And we went through the whole process, which requires you to book a hotel package, requires you to book round trip flights, requires you to book insurance. And then after you do all that, they rejected me. Not allowed to come in. So
why?
They don't give you explanations for this kind of stuff. They just tell you no.
But more
Again,
the hotel dropped the ball, even though there's supposed to be a preferred hotel within the system that they just created. So there are hotels that partner with the transport people, that partner with the testing people, and all of those you have to pay them in a package. So we paid for this package, and he was all set. Okay, and then the hotel, there was somewhere in there, there was no confirmation that he got it. That's what it is. But they won't say that exactly. They're just like, well, hotel rejected, or something the whole thing was rejected. The Thai pass was rejected. But
right. Because the hotel did not confirm the Thai pass. I mean, that's an essential element. So the Thai pass, in fact, it's the major thing because the hotel package is the one night in Bangkok, and the COVID test and the sealed transportation, so you're not exposed to other people. All that was bundled together, so that's the main thing to prevent the spread of COVID. And the hotel, I don't know, maybe they were booked up, but they didn't say any. They didn't do anything. We went through Trip.com to find out, to get them to talk to them, and they're the ones that said, yeah, it's not happening. So Trip.com was really good about it, but the hotel and the Thai pass system, man, that was not good.
The hotel started taking advantage and probably said, you know what, they probably won't dispute it. They're just, it's not a conspiracy in this sense. Like I've seen them do it like a million times where they try and tell you to book all of your things before you even get your pass, before you even get an entry into the country. They're like, here, go ahead and spend this job of money on all this. And then, whoops, yoink, and they don't let you in.
So the only thing that was left now at the last minute was a rather expensive flight to Singapore. And well, maybe we'll save for the rest to the later in the show the potential problems there. But uh, I hope I'm coming off very nonchalant. Actually, I don't hope that. I wish I. I don't think I express my distress enough because I laugh a lot, but I'm freaking out. This is this is not good. Every avenue we have tried to get somewhere, anywhere, it gets closed off, and there doesn't seem to be any way to fix it. Yeah. Anyway, well, we're gonna try the airport today. If they let me on the plane today, hallelujah. If I can get into Singapore and Malaysia, those are two countries right next door to each other that both allow Americans to stay 3 months with no visa. They just opened borders, in case you're wondering. 3 months with no visa, and you can go back and forth. So you can reset that 3 months by just walking across the border.
Oh,
So convenient. Hopefully, we won't even need 3 months, but who knows how long China's going to take. Erica, is everything okay?
Oh yeah, I was just letting you say it because I'm trying not to make it me angry, me complain. I'm like so
Me
mad.
angry.
I'm so mad. Like don't say anything. But yeah, you've done everything you can, and then little new things pop up. Okay,
Yeah.
and I guess we should have assumed that these other people would come up with some janky websites and some kind of supposedly centralized documentation thing too, like the Thai Pass, which was horrible, because it's new, and
Yeah,
then there's no oversight apparently. This just based on the one hotel, there's no oversight. Like right away when you booked it, that should have given you that should have confirmed that you had the room, since they're supposed
right.
to prefer hotel
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're paying them for this, and through the government they have this agreement. So we should have assumed that Singapore would have had something similar, and so does Malaysia. Malaysia has that one, and I literally cannot pronounce it, but it's that S. There's an S word. That whole
Oh,
that site that you had to go on to is a centralized site for all your documentation. So the Singapore one is SG arrival card, and then the big problem at this point, this is the one that's uncertain, and I know Wesley is like freaking out, so it's really hard for you to keep up with everything because you were in panic mode. And I wish I could give you $1,000 and some Xanax because then we could solve all of this crap. But the SG arrival card is supposed to be done 3 days prior to arrival, but I did read that can be processed within 24 hours. That was my question to you, Wesley. Have they processed it at all yet?
I mean, they sent me the email. I have no idea if there's more coming.
Well, what did it say in the email? Did it say we've received it? That's it?
Yeah, I think it's just a we received the
Okay,
thing.
because you did it about 2 a.m. my time anyway. So so it'll be like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. your time, sometime in there. So you literally had that whole 24 hours before you get on the flight. So hopefully the SG arrival card will be processed. Okay.
Well, look, here's my main concern with travel today. When I get to the airport in Phnom Penh, when I get to the airport in Phnom Penh, they will check all my documentation. They can't check the SG arrival card, so it's lower on my list of concerns.
But it's still important because once you get to Singapore, that's how they look at your stuff. Even though they could totally look at your documents right there, but no, they're like, "Can I see it on a screen?" But yeah, it's the test. I know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. It's the COVID test.
Yeah.
So I went and got my COVID test on Friday, specifically so I would get it back on Saturday. And then within 72 hours is the end of my visa here. So I have to be out by then. So I should have been covered completely by getting the COVID test on Friday, because everywhere it says 72 hours from the time of issue, which would be Saturday. They do the test on Friday, and then they issue the document on Saturday. It's always next day. And it even says that on the certificate that they give you. that says you don't have COVID. So then after, because we're trying to do everything quickly, we book the flights to Singapore, and right after that comes all of the deluge of websites and apps and all that stuff you have to fill out to prove you can go, or to prove that you don't have COVID. For Singapore, and both Singapore and Malaysia have a different rule for the timing. They say 2 calendar days from the time the test is taken, which means I would have had to leave yesterday. But I didn't even have my test back until Saturday, and then they want you to leave out the next day for your flight. I guess rich people just go ahead and book the flight, and then they're like, well, if I don't if I don't clear the test, no bigs, I'm rich.
Right.
But I can't afford to
mind spending $130 to $180 on a test. They're like, okay, sure.
Right.
That's my candy money, y'all. I don't know what rich people spend $130 on, but I know whatever. Apparently,
it's candy. That's all rich people do. They couldn't eat candy.
I did read one good thing. It's only slightly cheaper, but if you had to, if they give you any trouble, I would. That's why I wanted to find out right now, because I was checking up on it. There's also a rapid antigen test that you can use for Singapore. And
do I get that at the airport in Singapore?
I do not know if it's supposed to be if it's pre-departure or if it's like right when you arrive. Because remember, when you arrive in Malaysia, they're going to make you do a rapid antigen, and that's $51. Yeah. I remember that. Oh, believe me, I'm going to be fully prepared to travel all over the place, but I won't because we have the plague, and I know you're stuck. So I'm like, what the crap? Okay, so yeah. I'm going to find out like right now because I went to bed and everything, but I'm going to find out if you can do the rapid antigen. What if you could do that in Cambodia right now, right?
I mean, after we're done with the stream, I'll have a few hours before I go to the airport. So
because
that's the right answer.
You got it at the National Health, whatever that was, National Institute of Public Health. That's where you got it over there before.
You're right.
But the PCR, that was $130. But I'm going to try and see how much the rapid antigen is.
Okay.
Regardless, we need to just go ahead and get it. I will send you that money, and we're going to go ahead and get it. But I'm going to make sure that Singapore, first of all, I'm going to make sure that they accept it. But there's no way that we're going to let them turn you away at the airport. They can suck my big toe. Okay.
You're keeping it so clean. Oh, I almost forgot my my one souvenir when I thought I was going to be living in Vietnam. I got one thing made to hang on the wall in my apartment, and that was it. So that's going with me everywhere now.
Oh.
I want to show you guys my hotel. While you're looking that up, I'm going to show you guys the hotel I've been living in. This is my friend Fan's hotel. The room is, don't judge the hotel by the room. It's under renovation. Like the hotel's not actually open. He's just letting me live here. I wonder how, that toilet is dirty. Let's not look at that. Well, anyway, that's the bathroom. Yeah. So anyway, so he's got it under renovation. This is where I've been living for the second month when I was here. And that's the key in the door. So he's given me 2 locks to this thing. He's given me like this lock because it's not renovated. So he doesn't have the full, suite of things. So he just gave me a big padlock and along with the regular lock. We're going to walk around the hotel a bit while you do this. And this is not so much a travel episode. I know we had intended to do an episode where we chatted from the airport. That's travelicious right there. This will be the office. Check-in desk could be like maybe here or something. Let me back up so you can see the room. Yeah. It's open. I love so much in Southeast Asia is all open air. I mean, obviously the weather is right for it. The big gate there will come down, and I imagine he'll have a huge area of bike parking up here. He just had these put on. decorations, and it's about a 50-room hotel.
Well,
When
that's
I
neat
first
that
got here, go ahead.
That's neat that it's kind of open in the middle like that.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I think he calls it a motel, and this is what I guess I would too. We think of motel differently, but motel is just a motor hotel, and if you've got bike parking, then you're a motor hotel.
Oh, is that what that's for? I didn't know that for real.
Yeah, it's a name given to the little highway side motels or hotels that popped up in America in the mid 20th century when people started driving cross country and needed a place to park. And it became more important to have a parking lot around your hotel than it was to be in a central location in the city. This trash that's all in here is, of course, it's all construction trash. This was piled up. He had somebody come get it the other day. It's the main thing that caused me to freak out when I first came over, and I was like, "Oh, Erica, I don't know if I can do this." And she said, "It looks great. Go for it." And it was so cheap. He let me stay for $150. Obviously, that's the construction price. That will not for the month. I mean, $150 for the month.
That's that doesn't look creepy.
It's under construction. I think this would be the owner's suite, honestly, or the manager's.
You could film a little zombie movie there, like a apocalyptic thing.
I imagine you look in the room and then you kind of look back towards the street because of a noise or someone coming in, and then you turn back and there's like someone sitting in that chair. One of those jump scare things, and you're like, "Hey, who's that?" And then that thing disappears. We're like, "It's a ghost."
What is it?
See, I would have gone the other way. I would have said you walk in, you see somebody sitting there, you're like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there," and then you turn to a noise, and when you turn back, they're not there anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been better.
But yeah, that was
or
I don't know if it was better. It's different.
You could say, "Oh, I didn't see you there," and then they just turn around and say, "Oh, well, that's all right." You know, it's kind of
everything's normal. There's no supernatural things going on here.
It was a fake out. I subverted your expectations.
Ooh, they got some stuff finished here.
Uh-oh, look out. It's a blue light.
That's the thing you put the card in. That's real hotel stuff there.
That's the
police. On a padlock.
Oh, you got to put in a card to go to the potty.
Toilet.
You got to... You want to use the crapper? That costs extra at my hotel. Slide in a credit card.
Right. Okay. I missed the shrine on the first floor. I'm trying to see if I can remember to.
I mean, it'll still be there when you go back. You don't have to miss it for very long.
Well, will it though?
Unless it's a haunted shrine, I guess.
It could be a haunted shrine. Seems.
It's somehow caught between dimensions.
There's definitely a range of sizes to the room. That's a nice sized room, and this one is tiny.
Well, I mean, they had to make room for the nice size one.
I guess so. You might think this street is would not attract high dollars. But look at this building. You guys seen how nice that building is? That is fancy. Little rooftop thing over there, and the construction go across the street is a Chinese construction company. And that looks like it's going to be a high-end hotel.
Oh. Everybody's moving on
well to the east side.
That's right.
Be Sky, whichever one you like.
It's a deluxe apartment.
In the sky high. Well, I got to say, like, for long term, guys, I don't like air travel, and I don't want to do travel episodes or transit day episodes from an airport. That is something that does not appeal to me. Um, for all the reasons we are currently seeing, I do not like air travel. Like, this is an especially um, sensitive, I guess, situation with COVID and all. So it's not always exactly like this, but the general gist of an airline can stop you from taking your vacation and still keep all your money just because the gate, not the gate, but the ticket agent didn't like something about your documents. And she has to check all your visas and all your, whatever documents you need. And they have done everything to me from um, try and stop me from getting on because I didn't have enough money in my bank account. And yes, they can stop you and tell you, show me your bank account information.
Oh, that was listed on the website. It said that they may ask you if you have adequate money in your account to prove that you can stay there without problem. And that was just most of the places.
Hey, cool. Yep. We're popular enough that a bot found us.
Yay, bot. Do you feel more popular?
Do I?
Yeah.
I mean,
we're on Twitch, so we're probably going to get some more junk mail in the comments.
Oh, are we on Twitch?
We are on Twitch. I have one follower on Twitch.
I didn't know we were on Twitch too.
Well, we're there temporarily because we did a lot of streams this past month and we ran out of time, so Erica sent me some money to put on the StreamYard so that we could do more streams.
Oh.
And so we have the access to the Twitch for a limited time.
My goodness.
Maybe someone found us before. Like I said, we have one follower. Remember before when we had the promo thing and we were on, what was it, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Oh, I didn't really introduce the roof. This is the rooftop area that I think is so nice.
Huh.
And they
really
painted it.
Years. Travelers who recently recovered from COVID-19, unvaccinated, right? 90 days of their last infection, up to 90 days, may be able to present appropriate documents to prove their recovery instead of a negative test result. So maybe if you would have licked doorknobs and had COVID and everything, and been irresponsible, you could just bebop on over there because you can prove that you were infected, and then you can go on over there.
Yep, I've noticed that everywhere. If you get it, you can get in anywhere, and if you manage to avoid getting it, you will be punished.
Well, I mean, you got to imagine the amount of revenue this is generating. And they are having you take so many tests here and there anyway. I understand needing people to be tested too, but I know for a fact that Singapore and Malaysia are aware that all of the other, and even the link that they send you to from this, all the other places say 72 hours. And now they're say, 2 days.
2 days. And did you read the details on that 2 days? It's some screwy thing where it's 2 calendar days.
Yes.
So if you got it at after 1 minute after midnight on one day, there's got to be some. It's so stupid because it's not even real time. Since people are traveling through time zones, you could get it after midnight in one spot and then travel halfway around the world and it'd be 2 days later.
And that little inconsistency, that would just be on you, though. And then they'd be like, well, looks like you got to pay 130 to 180. Oh, and by the way, the ART is only for Singapore citizens, permanent residents, and long-term pass holders returning to Singapore. So we can't get the rapid. So it has to be. Here's my question. When I click on this, when I look down here at the approved testing centers, that Singapore Air and the Singapore government, by the way, when I found this through them, you click on the National Institute of Public Health Laboratory, right? It's the place where you got your PCR test. When you scroll down, Depending on travelers' destination, travelers may be required to show a health certificate of COVID-19 negative in order to be able to transit or land at their destination. This health certificate has a validity period of 72 hours after the issued date. Now, this is something that they linked you to from Singapore, okay? And so then the Singapore thing on their page has conflicting information. But if they are routing you to this, and this is the only place that they recommended that actually has a link. All the other ones don't have any kind of a website. But so out of all of these, all of them say 72 hours. So hopefully that is the information that the immigration folks have when you go to board your flight to Singapore. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm very, very much hoping that when I get to the airport today and they check this, they are they're just going by the standard rules, because Singapore doesn't have their everything on the same page.
Right.
So I'm really hoping they just go by standard rules and go, oh, look, it was issued Friday. It was issued on Saturday. So he's good. And they're get on the plane. And honestly, I'm telling you, the reason that is my main concern is if I can get into the airport in Singapore and get to where I can just hold on and like handcuff myself to a banister.
Right. They're not.
Then I'm there.
I know. That's what I was like, man, all you got to do is just get there. Because.
Well, Actually, I can even back it up farther than that. As long as I can get through Cambodian immigration at the airport here to exit, then I'm not in violation of the visa anymore. As long as they stamp me exit, I'm good.
Oh, yep.
Whatever happens after that, it may not be free, but at least I won't. Prison is not looming.
Right, you will not be breaking the law. And that was another thing that I read. If there were inconsistencies and lies, and I know they meant like if you're outright lying on your SG arrival card for Singapore, but it was like, oh, you could be fined $10,000 and go to prison. I'm like, oh, really? Thanks for that.
Right.
But of course you're not lying on your SG card. You're just literally trying to get them to process it. Oh, did you?
Erica?
Oh, what?
We don't hear you anymore. We've got some mic issues and we do not hear you.
Oh no.
Oh, well, I heard the oh no.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're it sounds like you're a little distant, but yeah.
What happened?
When we're through all this, we're just gonna send mics to you guys. Well, Scott's got one actually, but
Is that better?
I'm gonna send Erica a mic with glitter on it. Well, Erica, while you work on that, Scott, and Erica, if you want to listen. This is the rooftop that I was telling you. I was trying to get the owner to turn it into a suite. I was like rooftop suite, because you see right there, those are decent sized rooms. If they're just bedrooms, it could still stay two. But he could make that what I'm pointing at right now, like fix up those walls so they're real wall type walls. Have some interior interior wall, sealed area so that you can have AC in there, because you'd have to have that here. I'm already sweating like crazy. Oh, Erica's back.
I hope I'm back. Can you hear me?
She's back from outer space. Yeah, I can hear you. You're fine now.
Okay, I don't know what I had to do. I just did everything. Did you turn it off and then on again? Like, yeah, I just refreshed. I don't know.
Refresh. That's the solution. I think that those would make good bedrooms if this is a suite. And then you can have the bathroom and this little area over here that's got the tile floor, which he needs to do a new tile floor. This could be a big, giant, like luxurious bathroom with a big garden tub or something. And just
I don't know. I think just use it for storage.
They were going to dry clothes up here. I mean, that's probably what they'll end up doing. But I was trying to tell him. I was like, look. See, the only issue is there a market for it? Because there are some fancy hotels going up, but are the people that have the money to make it worth doing going to stay here? It's hard to say. I'm sure he could offer this for less than you'd pay at one of those fancy hotels across the street and still make money, but can he attract any of the business over here? hard she said. Well, before you answer that in the negative, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a postmodern type decor building. Are you seeing my pointing? Like right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is new and fancy and nice. Every delivery driver that saw a Western name on their Panda order, their Food Panda order, and came to my guest house when I was on that side, would I think mine was the blue one, is that right? Or was it on the other side? Anyway, it's over there.
All of
They
them
would
are blue.
drive down. All of them are blue.
Well, I mean, all the roofs are blue. Look, I mean, half.
Oh
of them.
no, it's beyond. Sorry, I'm trying to point beyond these roofs you see right here. It's the next street over,
Oh,
not across the street here, but the next street on the other
okay.
side. That's a nice building. Everybody thought I must be there because I had a Western name. I guess there's. I'm trying to dispel this misconception, but a lot of people do think all Westerners are rich.
Oh,
I'm trying to prove them wrong.
you don't have a Western name. Your name's not like Tex or.
Yosemite Sam. I guess we're gonna hang out here the whole time. There's nowhere else to go really, unless you want to see more of the hotel. I mean, we just saw all of it, so you don't.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small hotel, but
Rappel down the side. There's ropes there.
oh, don't tempt me.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh. I was off the screen, then I came back and I was suspended over the thing. And there was like, oh, that
Don't get dizzy.
really neat. And yeah, and he was just going to hang towels and sheets up there.
Yeah, there's got to be something better to do with it, right?
Yes.
My opinion as well. All right, guys. Well, there's no minimum requirement on time, and obviously, I didn't realize we hit 40 minutes now. That was the whole thing. Erica, is there anything else we can say or do to prepare for the coming disaster that is air transport today?
Okay, so we know that you can't get a refund on that flight, or do we know, or did it say no refunds? Did it say
I cannot get a refund on that one.
Okay,
I risked it because it was already so expensive and I'm out of cash.
Okay, so there's no way to do that, and basically we're just we're like just hoping. This is just all hope. Because once you get there, we hope that they being whoever looks at everything, the immigration folks or whoever's in charge of checking all your documents, we hope that they look at it and say, okay, this negative test is fine. It's just fine, whatever, for wherever you're going. Hopefully they won't go, well, Singapore and Malaysia said, screw your 72 hours, even though it says it directly from a link from their site. But hopefully
send me that link too so I can pull it up.
Okay. Oh, it's from the National Institute of Public Health there. They link you to that from their website, from Singapore's website. They link you to that. So that's one of their preferred providers. And on that, it says 72 hours. But on the Singapore site, which who knows when they change that, it says 2 days from the date you were tested. Right. And,
right. Which is stupid because it takes 24 hours to get it back. That only allows you one day to get on a plane.
Right. You just that's not logical. And
no, it's not
of course they don't care if it is or not. But if they let you through, though, this is the big one. If they let you through, we're good because you are not overstaying in Cambodia. And that means you can get through to Singapore. Now, what they do with you after you get there, it's probably, first of all, this whole centralized thing with electronic blah, blah, blah is really just for them. It makes it easier for them. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
probably streamlined, border patrol, blah, blah, blah. So they can still look through your documentation when you get there, if you can get there. And so hopefully that's where we're going to get to. But if not, then you've lost a lot of money and you're stuck there for another one day you got one more day, and that you're not going to be overstaying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's only if I can't pass immigration here.
Right.
If I can get them to stamp me out at the airport,
Right.
I mean, I don't know how you would do it, but I can sit at the airport for days and just wait on a
God, you'll be
new
like Tom
tourist
Hanks
visa.
in that movie.
Yes.
You know, where he like lived in the airport. I mean, well, obviously it was like based on a true story or something. I guess I don't know. I have to look that up. But anyway, you're Tom Hanks now. You were Sandra Bullock, but now you're Tom Hanks.
That's what it says at the end of the movie. It says based on a true story or something.
They're like, I don't know. I got to check Wikipedia.
I don't know. Somebody told me it was true.
I heard it in a bar.
But if they do stamp you through, which you know what? They will stamp you through for that because by their standards, you do pass to get out of there. So really,
right. That's why that lady at the but that's why that lady at the counter it controls everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you check in, they check all your documents. She is not an official representative of any government, but if she says no, like I said, I have had them look at my private bank account information. I've had them so they look at insurance forms that they clearly do not understand, because if you've ever looked at insurance forms, you know it's like a maze. It's crazy. Like they can't tell if I've actually got it, but I'm like, here's the insurance. And then they go, okay. But they look at all kinds of stuff and can really ask you for anything. And they even, the small print says, if we decide on something new while you're standing there, you got to do it too.
Yep, and it says it on everybody's website. It's at the discretion of whoever you're in front of it for Border Patrol.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't even Border Patrol though. This is just the chick checking you in.
Just that person that's like she's like lower level, maybe not even intermediary. So it's just really
she just works for the airline.
Yeah. So whoever's having a bad day can really screw your day up big time. Like that guy, like the embassy guy. So
yeah, like embassy guy, right? Tells you the wrong thing to do for 2 days and then goes, oh, you don't have enough time left. But I guess it was just as well, because I would have had to pay for that visa, and then the Thai pass would have rejected me. So
right, so you couldn't do that.
Maybe did me a favor.
We could have tried to work the Thai pass some more, but why?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you try and risk another hotel too? You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
now we've risked the flight, which is 2 hotels. So,
right. Well, I mean, but the Thai pass thing, it takes minimum 3 days to get back, so I just didn't have time to get it back.
Right.
I didn't have time to find out if I could do it. So
right, because if you waited and then they screw you over, yeah. So that wouldn't work either. You need to smize at the woman. Smile with your eyes. Smize.
Smize.
Yes. Thank you, Tyra Banks and that America's Next Top Model. And it's where you're smiling with your eyes and like, oh, thank you so much. Just try and be as happy and friendly as possible, because you know what? Like kissing gets you far. Charm gets you far.
God, I don't know if that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm trying.
Oh, creep her out.
There's
give her Bela Lugosi.
That guy's so creepy. I want him out of my country right now.
There you go. That's the strategy. Yeah, if I could get past her and when you exit a country, they don't really check a lot. They don't care. They just check to see that you didn't overstay the visa. That's it. Mm-hmm. He's not going to look at my bank account and all that bullshit because he doesn't work for Singapore.
Right.
Maybe I'm going to be. Maybe you can try to be the next head of the Klingon High Council.
Gowron.
Yeah, this is my Gowron impression.
No, Gowron. Yeah, that actor's eyes were crazy. I always thought he was going to turn out to be an alien or something. I mean,
he was Klingon.
Klingons are aliens. I mean, alien to Klingons. Because they picked an actor with such crazy eyes. I was like, well, are they not spotting this guy as like a googly-eyed alien? No, he's a googly-eyed human.
That should have been one of the things they did towards the end of Deep Space Nine. They pulled his mask off and it was like Cookie Monster or something under there. He wasn't a Klingon warrior at all. He was Cookie Monster.
He was just here for our chocolate chip cookies. Or
And
other types of
glory
cookies.
for the
Oh.
empire.
Oh, he is part Klingon, I guess.
G is for glory.
Okay.
See,
I'm trying not to add the word "whole" in there.
Well, if he's Cookie Monster, if he's a Cookie Monster Klingon, so I looked up Klingon for cookie or biscuit, and it's chabhum. So you could be like, chabhum, 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 because he's always like Cookie Monster Klingon.
That was a good impression of a Klingon Cookie Monster. That was good.
Yeah, I was like,
that was spot on.
Thanks.
but their Klingon Cookie Monster actually looks monstrous. Like it's got horns coming all out of it, and
there were some monsters like that, or was that the Muppet Show?
Wait, horns?
Oh, you mean like Jim Henson monsters? I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. All right.
Oh wait,
I think
more steps, Wesley. Look, so
shit.
if they don't
Okay,
let
sorry.
you through, we'll have to come up with something to get you out of there, and it'll just be a different flight, but a direct flight to Malaysia.
I'm gonna suggest a grappling hook.
Or like, because we don't want to stop over, or wait because you have one more day and see if they approve everything, and then we'd have to do another PCR to go to Singapore, and you could do it that way.
So I'm gonna interject here, and I just don't want to follow the fallacy of sunk cost. If I lose the money on this flight, and if I lose the money lose it on the PCR test, meaning I didn't get to use it, there's no point in throwing good money after bad. Let me put the caveat on. If I am able to get through immigration and get my exit stamp, and I can't use any of my anything I've invested to fly out, then it makes sense to just turn around and see if I can apply for a tourist visa, the same one I had before, back into Cambodia.
To stay there for another month. That's what I was going to ask too. Can you just do that, since you can't go back to Vietnam for 1 month because they're still closed, but Cambodia is still open? If they let you out, you could be like, "Hey, y'all, I'm right back." I mean, because
just turn around and be like, "Hey." I mean, well, it's not like there's a visa office in the airport to do that. But I mean, you can do it through travel agents, and there'll be a fee, but it won't be, a $300 flight and
$130 test and all that crap. Right.
I'll have my test in my hand, and we know it. The 72 hours is valid here, so
right.
And actually, isn't that for the flight anyway? I don't even know, to be honest. Blindly going
because Cambodia is not even requiring testing for people to come
in.
in.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember?
That's right, yeah.
So you can just turn right back around and come in. Okay, are we gonna acknowledge how I am stuck in Cartersville, Georgia, but I know all this crap about all these freaking countries?
How to get into Cambodia.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Erica.
No, I love it because I know we're going to fix it, and we have to make sure that you don't get stranded and they don't screw you over. Because if you can get back into Cambodia, if that's the thing, yes, you've lost several hundred from that flight, right? But you're already saving. If you stay there for 1 month, you're saving 150 of that by not spending 300 on a freaking room in Singapore.
That's right. That's true.
So you save 150. That cuts out the middleman. Then the 150 you would have had to have spent on another PCR test. So you break even though you get screwed out of 300, you kind of break even if you get back into Cambodia.
Right. Yeah.
A rule saved is a rule earned.
A rule?
Isn't that the currency where you are?
Riel.
Ooh, I saw it in my head as RUEL, but it's RYEL.
RIEL. Close.
Just replace that word in post.
I'll do that. I'll let our editing teams get on that immediately.
Yes, our sound technicians.
Well, Erica, you're right. I mean, it's not like there are some possibilities. It's all going to be determined by that lovely lady in the taking tickets or checking you in at the checking counter, and they are always awful.
Oh my gosh.
They
If you can get back into Cambodia, Wesley, if you can just do that. Okay. This is just the backup because we're hoping that it all just goes off without a hitch and you get over to Singapore, right? But if you
Right.
can, if you have to do it, this is another good thing. If you wanted to leave there after a month, we can absolutely book everything and have all your freaking paperwork way ahead of time. Because remember, I've seen flights that were way later that were like $60 compared to like 500, 600, 100, 700, 1,000. Did you see the U.S. flights? I was like, oh, maybe we could get Wesley back here if there's some kind of emergency. And I was like, never mind. I'll have to sell my kidney. Okay, because
yeah,
the flights
not
that
happening.
come back to the States, there's no good flight for the next 6 months. All of them are 1,500 to 4,000, one of them was 6,000. And that's because it was like probably some rich person type flight, but it was ridiculous. 1,500 is your entire like budget for like several months out. Okay.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
ridiculous that you would pay that. And then you come back here and you are homeless and without any process. Like I said before, I'm going to say it a million times. It is cheaper to be poor elsewhere. If you are poor in the United States, it is expensive as hell to be poor here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Well, we're getting a little bit of that here. I mean, if I had had just a little bit more money, I could have, as we've mentioned before, stayed in Hanoi when that whole shit went down.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And if I had had all the money I have spent in the past 3 months, if I'd had it at that, God, are you not entertained by this stream? Look what she laughed at.
Look. He's preparing for a Japan trip.
Hey, I'm on it. We just got to get through what we're doing right now.
Oh
to be
my
honest.
God.
Ready to go everywhere.
I think you can. And I think that's a good idea if they try and say no to you going through. Well, they need to let you through, period, to get out. But if they try and say, no, you can't board a flight for Singapore, then you just turn right back around and, hey, Cambodia, what's up? I'm right back here.
Maybe I'll just, if she won't let me get, the boarding pass, I'll just be like, hey, can I go through the immigration and just, then apply to come back? No, they won't let you do that.
They don't let you do that. Oh, that's right. They won't let you do that anywhere because that's why they don't let you do it in Thailand, because you can go there for 1 month, just a fun thing, but you have to apply for your visa prior to even leaving to go to Thailand to be able to be there. So because if you go there for leisure for 1 month, they're like, nope, now you're out. That's it. And you can't apply for your visa while there, even though that would be lovely and easier on you, but not them. So that's why they're like, screw it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they reserve those longer visas for rich people. Basically.
Yep.
If you have a lot of money, you can just pay. And I've been told that everywhere too. Like they say it's called a business visa, but I don't. Maybe business people use it, but rich people just go, "I'm here on business." Like get a business visa, and you're told to do that. You're like, it's $700 or $1,500 or whatever it is for the visa. Now these are like long visas too.
They stay for like 6 months or something, or I know that there's 3 or more, but I mean,
up to a year.
Yeah. Oh, long. And then they stay at the nice, a really swanky hotel over there. You can get a really good one for like 35 even, a night. And they're like, that ain't nothing. That's like, the freaking budgetel in the US. We'll go there, but it's like that rich Carlton hotel. That was
Scott, did you see that? The Rich Carlton.
I did see the Rich Carlton, yes.
Rich Carlton.
Yes.
That was on the Untethered
Twitter account.
It wasn't Twitter.
Insta?
No. Erica put it on the
I think
what's the name of the app? Not WeChat. WhatsApp. That's it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I got WeChat on my brain. So it was on the WhatsApp account, which you can get access to through even the lowest level of the Patreon. We had a lot of viewers, so I gotta try and recruit this bot to the Patreon.
What
Yeah,
do bots usually want? Let's tell them they're sexy singles in their area if they go to the Patreon.
Do you want to feel more popular? Promo code 10 free viewers a day. I guess from
What?
bots.
I mean, do you want to
That's what they
feel
call
more popular or be more popular? I mean,
Oh,
there's,
feel more. I thought it said, do you feel more popular?
I,
Do you feel lucky, punk?
I mean, I don't feel less popular.
Get viewers pro. I like Google us. Get viewers pro. It's kind of like bro, but to say it to professionals. Yo, pro. What up? If you want to give up ad. If you want to give up ad.
If you want to give up,
If you want to give up. I did last night. I got to tell you. I don't like this constant threat of prison. It's an occasional threat of prison.
Right.
Go away after today.
I think that we can work around the whole prison thing as long as, like, they just want money. They just want money.
Well, so on that note, I mean, once I got feeling a little better, I will say, and this is bizarre, the penalty here for overstay is $10 a day. That doesn't sound bad. Up until day 30, where it jumps to prison.
Yes.
So don't overstay 30. At 29, you're good. You pay less than $300. 30, you're doomed.
oh dear.
Yeah, it's quite a jump. In fact, Vietnam's was like higher every. They didn't do by day. I did like by 5-day increments or something like that. But it went up and up and up, and then had a high limit, like $3,000 or something. But when I asked what would happen, the travel agent just said you won't be allowed to leave. I was like, that is less bad, and I felt that scared me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't want to go to prison.
I mean,
I was
you won't be
joking about
allowed to
prison when I was
leave,
in.
as in you'll be in prison, or
You won't be allowed to leave the country.
oh,
If you don't pay the overstay fee, they won't clear you to leave the country.
oh,
Until they have
Here-
cash in hand, and then probably some kind of extra fee because of it.
Right. Now, to be fair, I guess you're not allowed to leave prison either, so it is kind of the same thing.
Right.
Except you
I mean-
get a lot more freedom in the Vietnamese version.
Oh, so it's like a prison country instead of a prison world. So now you're Supergirl or Superman, or where they put him on that prison planet or whatever. Something.
I didn't see that. I don't watch that show.
The
Well, don't
Phantom
worry,
Zone?
you didn't miss. It was Phantom Zone. Thank you. Where they put him there, but they're on some janky planet type thing, and they call it the Phantom Zone. But it was a planet still. I mean, they're still walking.
Phantom
around.
Zone.
It's
Sorry.
you remember in the Christopher Reeve one where it would like they put General Zod and everybody in that like piece of glass, and they were all
Yes,
like,
and they went looking through to space. Oh no!
yeah, that was great. That's more horrifying and alien than just like, I don't know, we're putting you on a planet. Whatever.
Right. I mean, there's a constant threat of death from these like alien brain freak people things or whatever, but at least you're not in a little like a glass album. That's what it looks. I mean, this is
We're a new release. Oh!
I mean, to be fair, trapped in any kind of like album would be bad, glass or otherwise.
Unless it was a Pink Floyd album, I think that might be okay.
Yeah. It was Thriller, maybe. I don't know.
those
It's just-
are valid.
Those are valid.
Yeah, but what if you're stuck in like Kenny Chesney and he's only got like one okay song, and then you're just, sorry, Kenny Chesney fans, if you're really offended listening to this, like he's a really cool guy and whatnot.
And of course, you meant his album, not inside of him, like you're an incubating alien.
You're trapped inside Kenny Chesney, like that awesome Martin Short classic from the 80s, Inner Space.
Whoa.
There's a deep
Wow.
cut.
That was a deep cut.
Wow.
Hey, that was a fun movie. From what I remember.
All right,
from the
Erica, there's
80s.
only one more thing for the for the travel, and that is insurance. Should I get the insurance now? I've wasted so much money.
Don't you have to have proof of it? Well, no, you're talking about
Yeah.
insurance for, you don't have, do you have to have proof of insurance for going to Singapore prior to, that's only just to go on the SG card?
I think that's for Malaysia.
I think
let me go.
Requires it to. Let me look. Hold on. But let me see. Traveler entry, because you would want to go ahead. I mean, it's 20. If it's like $20, it's good to lose that 20 at least. Because look, okay, I was just thinking about this, about poverty mindset, and I know you don't want to lose all your money, obviously. But when you make decisions based on worrying about losing the money, but then end up doing it to yourself, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you're like, okay, I have to save this $20, but really then you're going to lose even more money because they're not going to approve that SG arrival, and they're going to be like, no, because I think that you have to have insurance. I
know I have to have insurance when I get to Malaysia, but I didn't think that I'd had to have it for Singapore.
Let me check for Singapore, because I was looking straight at Malaysia before. Okay, Singapore.
I'm looking straight at you, Malaysia.
Yeah. Okay, travel advisory.
Scott, I think I interrupted you a minute ago. I didn't. I'm sorry. I just had the.
Wasn't anything important.
Well, we could keep chatting. I was just we're over an hour, so I wanted to wrap up the live stream. But since we're still talking about travel, there was one more travel thing, so I wanted to get that in, and then we can continue to chat.
It is not mandatory for short-term visitors entering Singapore under the vaccinated travel framework. That's the VTF, and now it's the SG arrival thing. The VTF and the SG arrival is all the same crap. Okay, so their vaccinated travel framework is all the stuff that you need to hand them. Okay, and your passport is connected to that SG arrival card, so we don't have to worry about the insurance. So I would not do that until you get there, or until you figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Until I'm about to pass over into Malaysia, then I can buy the insurance online. And like you said, it's about $20. It's not a big deal. I just don't want to throw more money away. We put $40 on the Thailand insurance. You can't give your money back for insurance.
Now, when you do that, the central site that you went to for Malaysia, can you just load it to that? That I don't remember. It's a very long word and it starts with an S, but whatever their word is. For the Malaysian website that you put all of your documents in, can you just load it from when you buy it as you're like in flight?
You can't. I mean, I won't have internet access in flight.
I mean, not in flight, in the airport. At the airport, like if
in the airport, yeah.
Hey, I'm definitely going to get through. Yeah, hey, and then you're like, okay, and you go online to one of those sites. And
I was going to queue it up and just bring it up when I'm waiting on luggage in Singapore airport.
Yes.
Buy it then. I'll be on their Wi-Fi.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
I want to make sure it's done.
Guess that's it.
Yeep.
Huh?
Oh, I said yeep.
Oh, yeep. Yeep. All right. Well, we did hit it. As I mentioned, we hit an hour, and there's no live viewers. I'm assuming that one person is either one of you two guys. So we're just going to end the stream and let's keep chatting because I need it. But yeah, this is just to wrap up here, just to state our lesson for the day for future viewers. Don't travel right now. This is insane. What kind of masochist wants to go out and deal with this? You may have good luck if you're in the United States and you want to go to, one of the embassies or consulates in the United States and get your visa. They may be issuing it to you. Maybe they're not doing it here because, like I said, I'm almost certain they're trying to only get in rich people right now, so that they can get the highest spend for their dollar, for their investment, in tourism. But so it may be that someone coming from a rich country can get in, maybe, but holy God, let me tell you, you don't want to have to deal with the shit once you're here, because you're going to be right in the middle of it with the rest of this. It's lovely to be here. Cambodia is a nice country and the people are wonderful, but if you think you're going to do a normal vacation right now and while COVID is going on, you are not. That is, it is going to be a disaster. Everything we have tried to do with months of prep time and all sorts of, ads saying, "Oh, we're open. Come on in. It's time to travel." It's not time to travel. It's not. Stay at home. Stay safe. Um, don't don't risk it. Cambodia is going to be nice in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, are you
Yeah.
okay?
This just all sounds very doom and gloom.
It is. It is. Don't.
Oh.
It's a pandemic. It's a global
Something-
catastrophe. It's not the time for a vacation. I don't know what's in people's heads that they think it's time. Maybe there's not. There's obviously not. Because, what happened?
Oh, because the people that have money to spend or waste on things, they don't care. I know you saw what up, but the people that have money to spend, like my friend is about to go to Dominican Republic and propose to her girlfriend. Yeah,
right.
they're
Yeah,
just
you're
like
mentioning
bebopping all over the place. They've just been to 5 different states, and like over here. Okay, like at least it's a little bit safer there, but they've just been like just breathing everybody's air everywhere, and just like they went to a wedding, they went to Disney, they're going to go to Dominican Republic, then they're coming back through to somewhere here that's not worthwhile. Like I don't know, I don't know.
somewhere not worthwhile.
And then to some party when they get back because they're having a party because she's going to get engaged over there. And so it's like, it's 5 months of travel, but they have gobs of money. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of money mom like paid her down payment on her home and it was like $60,000 or something, so she's like, it's nothing to spend $180 on a PCR test.
Right. Yeah. Well, I should say, I'm just telling you my experience here in Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm.
If I were someone thinking about considering a trip to Southeast Asia in the United States or Europe or just somewhere not, close by, to be fair, I guess anywhere. If I was considering a trip right now, I would want someone to tell me that this is not the time to travel here. They're taking and have been taking the pandemic seriously here. Mm-hmm. And so it's difficult to get around. It is not pleasant. And the only thing I wish, I'm very happy about all that. The only thing I wish is that they had Vietnam had held off on booting people out because they were telling foreigners, to leave. People who got stuck there during the pandemic, they were telling them to leave before they even opened land borders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I'm dying to touch my eye. I gotta go. Sorry. My eye is itching. Don't do it. Well, I'm going to go cleanse my hands and then pick at my eye. Anyway, yeah. So that's just my repeated theme over and over again. As I'm trying to tell people, at least from here in Southeast Asia, don't come. They take it seriously. They are very strict restrictions. It's everything in place is new. I don't think it's a giant conspiracy to trick you. I just think it's a lot of new regulations and new computer systems and stuff like that they're trying to put into place, but they haven't had time to test them to work out the kinks. So you get the Malaysia system says how will you arrive, and you click by land, and then you cannot progress until you give them your flight number. You had to make up a fake flight number and
where you're going there. Yeah. So
that's normal. They always ask that.
I mean, but they're asking what your address is and what your flight is. So you're supposed to have already booked your everything, and then you try and get in. And I mean, maybe that was the way it was prior to it. I don't know if it was, that's fine. But like, I get why they have these regulations. It's just these new systems were just so happened to be started up right when you needed to leave. And that's what sucks about the whole thing. Right. Because it's always going to be buggy.
I think they have also in their mind a specific kind of visitor, like I said, rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And people who, before they leave, a month before they leave, they book their luxury resort and their tours, and they, because they have their travel agent do it. And most travelers in Southeast Asia don't do that. Most people that are, but Southeast Asia is famously a backpacker's destination. We were talking about this in a way earlier episode, Scott. You were asking what backpacking is and what they mean. And one of the things is like you just kind of wing it. You go to a town and you find the best hotel deal, and you walk in and you say, "Can I get a room?" And you're not planning ahead of time. You're just doing it as you go. Mm-hmm. And it's a great place to do it because it's easy to do that here. There's lots of hotels and there's lots of transportation. If you're not flying, have to book a month ahead of time. You just go to the bus station and say, when's the next bus out? Or translate that with your Google Translate. But that's normally the way people travel here. And yet there's no, like, you can't get through these systems if you don't have your whole vacation planned out. In fact, when Vietnam first opened to tourists after the pandemic, the first thing they allowed was people on a tour. They allowed tour companies to come in with people, but if you were not with a tour company, you were not allowed in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very specific type of traveler.
Yes, and it also bolsters their travel industry, which is where their bread and butter is. So they really they don't want people that are just kind of gonna, not that you're not worthwhile to be there, but they do want those wealthier people or the travel package type folks to be there.
Yeah.
That's who's going to mainly come in,
Yeah.
and that's who's going to.
Those big I imagine those big package companies grease a lot of palms.
Mm-hmm. Same thing as for the airlines,
Oh yeah, they run the show.
There's most certainly a delay on land borders being open, not just for safety, but definitely for safety, but also because airlines can make more money. You're going to have to book a flight.
Right. I mean, I have booked many flights since I have fled Vietnam, and well, I shouldn't say many, just a few now, but it's 3, and there's 3 more than I would have booked. I would have never booked a single flight for any of this because it is easy train travel. It's easy bus travel as a backup. In fact, you can go from Cambodia to it's Thailand, but it's like right on the Malaysia border by ferry in normal times, right? But those ports are not open.
Right.
So you have to fly. You're forced to fly at every turn. So yeah, I agree. All right, I'm going to run the credits, guys. Thanks for being here for the episode. To anyone who watches this in the future, I implore you to like, subscribe, share, check out the Patreon. Anything else? I miss anything?
No.
Follow us on social media. Maybe.
And you can find links to all this stuff in the banner on the YouTube pages main page.
Yep. Goodbye. Thank you. And you guys can stay on.
Oh.
The viewers, future viewers, enjoy the next video.